Hello everyone, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you guys here. We're going to dive right in with your reading today. We are going to take a look at how the eclipse energy has affected Pisces relationships. Keep in mind this can be a significant other, this can be a friend, a coworker, a family member. Just take it as it resonates and let your intuition guide you through this reading, all right? And keep in mind, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? So Spirit, can you please show us how the eclipse energy has affected Pisces and their relationships? For Pisces, please, Spirit, for Pisces. Wow, okay. Something's taking off. Something's happening here, Pisces. Okay. Wow. Interesting. You have the energy of the full moon eclipse and the new moon. And the full moon eclipse was that full moon eclipse in Virgo that we had just before this new moon eclipse that we had just over the weekend, right? And so something is gaining momentum. I realize that it literally says that right here, but that is the overarching energy that I'm tapping into right here. I feel a little heat, a little flush in my face here. I feel like it's excitement. Pisces, you have something from the past that never really worked out in your benefit. That is literally persistent. It's like a woodpecker. I don't know why I'm getting that with this, but it just keeps coming back and like banging its head against the tree. It's like, I can't even describe this energy. It's just that I feel like there is somebody who really doesn't want to let you go, but there's somebody who it's like they're not fully capable of stepping up into what you deserve. And you know what you deserve, Pisces, and you know that this person hasn't really given it to you. And it's like this person, I feel like they have come back for more than one chance with you, trying to prove this to you, or trying to do better, because there is a lot of love here. There is a deep connection here. Let me get a drink of my tea. My throat chakra just got kind of closed up here. Piping hot. Wow. It's like, I want this to work. I want to keep trying. I don't want to let you go. I don't want to lose you. But it's like, I also can't give you what you need. And I go away and I come back and maybe I say everything the right way, or I hope everything the right way, or I intend everything the right way, but it just doesn't seem to work out. There's a block there for a reason. See how it's called the first quarter moon. You're not seeing everything. And while the part that you're seeing, it may be more than anything you've ever seen before, right? But it's not meant for you. I don't want to say something that definitively because I'm not in a position to do that. But what it feels like is something that keeps getting blocked or something that keeps getting detoured. It doesn't mean that it could never be for you, or that it's not, one of your people on the planet or whatever. But it means that there is something that is really off course about it that has to be corrected before you could make any additional progress in that place. And it seems like you keep giving it a chance, or this person keeps trying to make it work, or but even with some of you, it's like I even get that you may not even be aware of this person trying to make it work. I'm getting the energy of, somebody who writes text messages or picks up the phone to call or is really determined to do something and then actually just doesn't follow through on it. And that seems to be kind of a large part of the problem. It could even be that, it came time to commit, or it came time for a deepening of a level of connection here, and this person, left. But then they keep coming back like, oh, Pisces, I want to try again. And they really do mean it. I feel like that they do want to try again. But I don't feel like they're making meaningful change in their life, or that they're aggressively seeking an answer or a different way to do it, or another way of being that could change anything in the absence. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, well, I just don't want to let Pisces get too far away, or you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel like progress. And I feel like you have something else happening here, Pisces. This energy gaining momentum. You see how these birds, it's like they're on the up flight, from taking off. It feels like you have something taking off in your life, and you may have more than one thing taking off in your life. And it's funny because when something is meant to be, it's like you're just smooth sailing right over those mountains. Those mountains are pretty big obstacles, and you're just, it's effortless. It's just like organic and natural, that of course those obstacles would be beneath you and they wouldn't be affecting you on these paths that you're on here, Pisces. It can be your career, it can be friendship, it can be love, it can be, whatever it is. But it feels like there are things in your life that are taking off that have a lot less friction, a lot less resistance, a lot less difficulty, I'll just say, challenge. And, I do feel like this person or this situation is trying to come back around. And it is testing your commitment to what is working in your life, to giving your energy solely to the things that replenish your energy and build you up and are going somewhere. Then you have this: conclusions are within reach. This is coming in the middle. This is a choice point. This is like something happened with the energy, I feel like, of the full moon eclipse, that it brought you closer to some kind of conclusion or some kind of answer or some kind of readiness to really follow this path, or yeah, I mean, that's really honestly what I'm picking up on, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. You have a new start is coming with the new moon on the bottom of the deck. So this is big. This is powerful. This is, could be life-changing, actually, I'm getting. All right, so let's see. What do we have here for Pisces? For Pisces. The other day you got a card that said beauty on it. I think you guys have been getting this card, like cards that say beauty on it, actually sort of a lot lately. There is something, Pisces, you are shining. You are bright. This actually came out first, and it feels like it needs to go there, so I'm just gonna do it like that. It doesn't really matter, but it just felt wrong. I feel like the beauty card you got was even a butterfly with a flower. It's interesting. All right. Woo. Okay. Pisces. Wow. I feel like There's an energy here on the bottom of the deck of fear. And, you know, fear is something that keeps us small. It prevents us from sort of living our biggest life. And I feel like you have escaped some cycle where, you know, I don't want to say that you would necessarily characterize it by saying it was fear that was keeping you in a cage. But it's interesting because how it's actually showing it to me is it may not have been your own fear. It may have been the fear of the people around you. Oh my God, that rippled in my heart chakra. Wow. Oh my God, Pisces. Okay, let me try to give this to you the way that it's coming to me. Do you see how this is like a pretty person, right? Who's trying to emerge, who's trying to come out, to show the world the real her, to move into her soul purpose. And you see all these birds, and these birds are kind of controlling this beautiful girl. And oh my God, it's because they're afraid of her. Because they're afraid if she finds out her own power, she will be so far advanced to them, and they're not willing to do the work. This person has done work. This person has spent time by themselves. This person has figured out who they are, and they are ready to emerge. They're ready to emerge because they have done the work, and they're beautiful, and it's like spirit even wants them to emerge. You know, they're being called. It's like the egg. Remember how I said that quote, oh God, when you crack an egg from the outside, life ends, and when you crack an egg from the inside, life begins. And it's like, don't you feel that? She's trying to come out of this egg. She's trying to emerge. And there are these things, these beings all around her that don't really want that to happen. They're kind of, it's like trying to keep her distracted, or trying to keep her believing that she is reliant on them, or she needs them, and that they're kind of keeping her in this cage. They're kind of not letting her see herself. So the outside world is reflecting, wow, oh my God, underneath this card is beginning. Guys, this is such a strong energy. You know, it's people taking your power away. People on the outside. It's just like challenge after challenge after challenge. It's like maybe you go to work and you're getting some kind of recognition for doing something right, and then immediately you have this swarm of people coming in, picking it apart, saying no, 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 you know, or going behind your back and talking about you because they're threatened. If there's a promotion up, they want it. They don't want you to get it. So they're undermining you. And it's this energy of, you know, also getting you to believe that you need them, or their approval, or, you know, their company even, or whatever. And just them trying to keep you distracted from your own success, from your own purpose, from your own everything, by sort of calling your attention to them. And they are not willing to do the work. They are not willing to go through the process of the egg in order to crack it open and for life to begin. They're just sort of interested in carrying on the status quo and, you know, controlling by manipulation and by holding people down rather than lifting them up. And so I think, Pisces, you've broken free of that energy. You have this 9 card, which is the number of the hermit, but it's also a very singular person energy. And you have this person assessing. So it's kind of like, I broke free of this, but now what? And it feels like, you know, you have this half moon, this quarter moon energy here, whatever. That is giving me, you know, something from the past has remained, or is at least present in your surrounding. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Wow. I don't think you're looking at it. I think you are really trying to focus on where you're going or what lies in front of you or what the possibilities are in front of you. With this beauty card, I actually feel like you're choosing the things that feel good to you. You're choosing the things that, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a face in this card. This is the eye. This is the, you know, the top of the forehead, the nose, the mouth. And this, the profile, or I don't know. Is that a profile? The edge of the face, I guess. It's like you're choosing things that you see yourself in, like where you can see a place being made for you, or even people reflecting back to you your own beauty. Or I'm actually even getting with this mouth being so prominent to me, people are even telling you that you're beautiful or that you're special or that you're bringing something beautiful to the table. It's like words of gratitude or affirmation, even possibly actions. And it's interesting because it does feel like you are finding spaces where your beauty is being reflected back to you. Where, you know, instead of this energy, it's like everyone is free. And when everyone is free and when everyone kind of is at their highest and best or has gone through their own personal transformation, these are all butterflies, they recognize the transformation in others and they appreciate the transformation in others. You know, when you meet somebody in your soul tribe or you meet somebody who has done some spiritual work or is open to it or interested in it, aren't you so excited? Don't you go, oh my gosh, you know, like, wow. And you know, those people can reflect back to you your own wisdom, your own. I have friends that will sometimes remind me of things that I have said to them, or like things that at one time or another really grabbed me. And they'll say, remember when you told me this? And I'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah. And when they give it back to me, I need it. And so it's interesting when you put these things out, like, you don't realize that they really do come back to you. It's really, I just had this experience with an old friend of mine who had gone through a rough time, and I was in yoga teacher training at the time, and I was telling her, you know, what I was learning in yoga teacher training, and just certain phrases and things like that that were really important to me at the time. And I was talking to her the other day, and I was talking to her about something going on in my life, and she told me that back, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like, that was exactly what I needed to hear. And it was also a really incredible reflective moment, that something I had put out at one time when one of my friends needed it came back to me from that friend when I needed it. And it was a really cool just experience. And it feels like that's kind of this energy with this beauty of just, you know, sharing, you know, when people are not threatened by you and when they are enchanted by you and can see your beauty because they see the beauty in themselves and they see the beauty in their own transformation and their own journey. It's pretty remarkable how light and carefree and lovely that can be. Then you have this change energy, and look how interesting this is. It's like someone pushing against this egg, and there's all these lightning bolts everywhere. So this person is having a lot of awakenings, but this egg is so interesting. And it's like, it almost feels like this person has been trying to crack this egg from the outside. And it's like, I want to say, no, you know, you got to crack it from the inside. But there's this energy of, of kind of like someone having a lot of awakenings or a lot of sort of tumultuous energy in their life as they are going through some kind of transformation process. They may have even fought against the transformation process for some time. And, you know, they may even have people around them that, you know, are kind of acting the same way these people are, like, no, don't transform, you know, like, try to break it from the outside, don't get in it, you know what I mean? Because they don't want to lose that person, or they don't want that person to change. Sometimes this can be your family, sometimes this is a group of friends, sometimes this is, you know, a job that, you know, is happy to have you 24 hours beck and call, you know, and a relationship or something would really change that. But it's interesting because I feel like this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. And the change is, I've got it, all these lightning bolts are kind of like, if it isn't working, then do something different. Look at it another way. How else could you crack the egg? You know what I'm saying? And so it does feel like this person has resisted this a bit. But I think Pisces, seeing you, meeting you, seeing your beauty, feeling your beauty, experiencing even the energy around you, I feel like it's kind of making this person more open to these realizations. How do I want to say this? It's like, oh, I want this. And you got this by getting in here and cracking it open instead of trying to crack it from the outside. And it's like, yes. And that's all you have to do. And then you'll be like a butterfly. And this person is like, whoa, okay. You know, it feels like something that happens very quickly. Like this person meets you and it almost like it brings about a spiritual ascension. This person's life may have been in a little bit of chaos. Like they may have had some heartbreak. They may have had some issues. They may have also kind of, you know, when we play small to fit inside the life that other people want us to fit inside of, we are cutting off parts of ourselves, and it doesn't feel good. You know, we can do it, and we can do it for a long time, and we can even, you know, feel happy at times when we are in that energy. But when everything stops and slows down and those people are not around, you know, we have this feeling of selling ourselves out, of selling ourselves short. We have a heaviness, even if we don't really put a name on it or say this is why or this is what. And so it's like the universe is beckoning this person to ascend. And this person, it's like, for whatever reason, is, I want to say, sort of choosing not to. You know, where I feel like here with these birds, with the strings to you, Pisces, it feels like it wasn't your choice to stay small. There just wasn't room for you to expand in that environment, if that makes sense. But here with this person, there are no chains. It's just, it's kind of like, this is what I know. And so I choose to stay. I don't know any other way, you know? And instead of trying some other way, I just stay in this comfort zone. But there is an undeniable attraction between you and this person. And it's interesting because I feel like at first, energetically, there might be a bit of a disconnect here of like, no, that can't be my person because that person's in chaos. Like I see them going through change or transformation, and when I say this, I don't mean that their life is like literal chaos. Like it could be, but there will be things that you see in conversation or hear, I guess, in conversation and see in their lives that let you know that there is some kind of misalignment or some kind of conflict within this person. And when we see conflict within a person, that is an opportunity for change, right? So it's just that, like, I think you're seeing that, and I think maybe sometimes you would be like, no, I'm not going near that. But in this case, I don't think that it's like, I need you to fix me. I think it's just, how do I want to say it? You know how people talk about new souls and old souls? And I think most Pisces probably identify themselves as an old soul. This is like a new soul. And it's like the difference between that. And it feels, it's not like, I'm a hot mess, I can't live my life, you know, whatever, I need to be dependent on you. It's like, I'm a pretty independent person, but it's like I just haven't totally figured it out yet. You know, I just haven't totally, I don't know, evolved all the way yet. There's an attraction here, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, sometimes you don't know why, sometimes you don't get it, you're like, really, you know. And I think there's even a little bit of a kind, you know, see how the energy of the beauty card is kind of going this way and the change card is coming this way. It's like this person is driving the connection, they are the one coming toward you, they're the one that is like, I want to get to know you, Pisces. But I feel like you're sort of detached from it. You're sort of like, oh yeah, okay. But there is something that keeps you curious, or that keeps you sort of looking at it or thinking about it, or not closing it off completely. And it's interesting because this person is literally in the process of change. And I don't think they're going to be in this energy for much longer. You know, this isn't someone that you assume wants to heal but doesn't really want to heal. This is someone who is in the throes of change. Can you see this card? No. Pisces, you're getting, remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. And then you have miracles happen. Give the universe your clear intention. And then you have walk your own journey. It is essential to stay on your own path. And then you have a sensitive antenna. Sensitive people collect the emotions of others. And this is really like, okay, this is saying, you know, have strong boundaries and stay focused on what you're creating and what you're doing. But if you want something with this new person, I think you can let the universe know that you're open to it. It does feel, Pisces, though, like so many things are aligning with you right now. I feel like there is this energy of just a lot of things that are meant to be or that will be in your life for a while are making their appearance now. It's like you have dreamed them into being the entire time Neptune was in Pisces, and now Neptune has moved into Aries, and now it's like, boom, time for them to materially show up, time for action to be taken here. It feels like the world is opening up for you in this miracles happen card. And then you have, remember, love is the key. And this is, you know, you are beautiful and you are surrounded by beauty at this time. Beauty is everywhere all the time, always, if we have the eyes to see it. And that is the thing. It's like, focus on the beauty that you have in your life. Focus on loving who you are, where you are, what you are, who's with you, what's happening in your life right now. And it is going to expand. I think this person is going through something, you know, this can be, honestly, for some people, this is like they had a broken heart, and that broken heart may have kept them very closed off, may have kept them very like not wanting to open up, not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting to fall in love. And then they met you and they have this unexplainable attraction to your beauty, and they want to be in this energy, they want to feel like this too, and maybe this is your healed, happy heart. And you know, so they, you know, they have been in this energy of processing and of not being ready to have a new relationship or to move on. And maybe that is the change and the transformation they're having within themselves, of like fighting through this in order to be ready for you. But it does not matter what it is. It actually feels like you're just the catalyst even for this person to finally figure out how to stop resisting the change and to welcome it and to accept it. And it feels like it happens very quickly. It's pretty crazy how that is feeling to me. All right, let's dive into the tarot. Something, you know, with this attraction supermoon, you know, I feel sometimes it's not that, you know, okay, how do I want to say this? How it's coming to me is that sometimes it's not what we see, like, oh, you've healed your heart. It's that someone has the intention and the desire to heal their heart. They may have a missing piece as to how I actually do that. That maybe you have found, where, you know, you can give them that missing piece and then very quickly they can put it in place and be like, oh, puzzle solved, I got it, and be ready to like move on. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean, when we say that you're the vibration or the frequency, right? You can be in a state of change and a state of suffering or a state of, you know, feeling grief, right? But you can also realize that grief is the price you pay for love, and also be in love, you know what I mean? And be a high frequency. Like, I hope I'm making sense, but it's about the kind of person that you are. Because there are people who are not willing to heal their heart, who are not willing to ever really open their heart again. They're not on that path. They didn't choose that path. This is someone who has chosen the path that you chose. That's why they're a match for you. But at first it may not totally feel that way. Like, it just feels like I meet you and I'm not like, there's some part of me that's like, oh, you're attractive, but then there's some part of me that's like, that feels like it's not quite sorted out, because you're a sensitive antenna, you know? And so, you know, and you've been there, and so, you know, but in some way, your influence or your presence is kind of making this person say, oh, hold on a minute, I'm not spending another minute in this heartbreak. I got to get busy. I got to get moving, because here is this beautiful opportunity in front of me and I don't want to lose it. Wow. Okay, you have the Emperor and the Queen of Swords. Interesting. With the Page of Cups. Okay. I'm actually going to, one of the cards stuck to the table. Ooh, the Ace of Cups. I'm going to actually clarify these. You see, it's interesting because, you know, the Emperor is completely covered in a cloth in this particular card. And so is this an actual emperor, or is this the projection of an emperor, right? You know, we've been fooled before because we're the Queen of Swords. So we've been through the entire sword cycle. I'm not opposed to giving you a chance, but what I'm giving you a chance to do is reveal yourself. Can you be vulnerable? Can you strip this cloth off and let me see what lies underneath? Let me determine whether this is a projection or whether this is real. I don't just believe you because you're showing up telling me you're the emperor. I'm too smart for that now. I'm too discerning for that now. And so it's kind of forcing this person to be authentic and to be vulnerable with the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and to sort of show what they're made of here. Yeah. All right. Oh, there it is. My grand dog was on the card. Okay. Wow. Whoa. Wow. It's just striking me what these things mean. You have the Eight of Cups with the Queen of Swords. And so this Queen of Cups is not even pretending. She's like, I walk away from the things that are not meant for me. I walk away from the things that cannot provide me happiness. I have no problem walking away from things. I'm not going to sit here and hang out and trust that there's an emperor under that cloth. You can either reveal it to me. I will give you that opportunity to show me what's under that cloth, a projection or a truth, or I am walking away because my happiness is too important to me. I'm on a pursuit. I am on a path that focuses on my own wish fulfillment, my own emotional contentment, what is going to make me happy. And so I'm not here playing, wasting time while I play 50 questions to try to figure out if an emperor is really an emperor or if it's just a projection under a sheet of cloth telling me it's the emperor. Do you see what I'm saying? And so this person is causing this person to step into their divine masculine form really very quickly. Because it's like you got your back turned. This is the second time I've gotten this energy. It's like they're gonna lose you. And they know it. It's like you do not waste time right now. It really just feels that way. You have wasted too much time, I feel like, being held down by this situation, this scenario from your past. And this is your new beginning. And you're on your way there. You're not going to get distracted by some mirage or some false narrative. So it's causing, with the Strength card, it's causing this person to go through something very quickly. It's like they have got to conquer their lower vibrational tendencies very quickly. And it's interesting because this is a snake wrapped around this person. And this is an egg. And this is an egg. And the snake is symbolic of shedding our skin so that we can grow. And this feeling that I got from this change card is that this person was kind of staying in their comfort zone. They weren't, oh my God, you guys, the egg is cracked from the inside. Look at that. The egg is cracked from the inside. Oh, it's like you told them, this is what you do. You got to crack it from the inside, not the outside. And so they did. Oh my gosh. Okay. This person is having some real spiritual advancements. Look at this. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles underneath it. Wow, with fear underneath it. And the Nine of Swords. This is someone who is learning to master themselves very quickly. I feel like they are transforming. You have this, this like skeletal dragon here, and you have this snake here. And it is just giving me, look at this. This person is like putting their mask away, or they're retiring some former self so that they can be their actual authentic self, because that is what you're demanding of them. Whoa. This isn't Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It, because this is I am who I am, and I'm focused on myself, and I'm focused on, you know, what I'm calling into my life, what I want in my life, and I'm not going to be distracted by anything. And so you can either join me or watch out. But I don't have time to play games. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. Oh my goodness. And this person is like, well, holy shit, I'm not losing my opportunity with this energy that I am enthralled with, you know? Um, 2 8s. I'm over here just dying. And wow, there's the 8 of coins that we just saw under that page of pentacles. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Woo. Sorry, you guys, this energy is really intense. It really is. And it's crazy because, you know, we are talking about how the eclipse is affecting you. And this is someone around you who may have come off a little bit immature or a little like not totally there, or someone that had conflict within themselves, or they came across some kind of way, I feel like. And I feel like you just sort of casually were like, oh, you know, whatever. Or it can even be that because your reflection is so kind of beautiful and put together and light, and the energy that they want to be in, that it's like you may not have said anything at all to this person, and it may have been the catalyst for this person to change. But whatever the case may be, we see here with the 8 of coins, with the strength card, this person has a willingness to work on themselves, or to look at things, or to put forth effort on what's in front of them. This is so interesting because you know how a lot of times when we are starting to date somebody, we have this energy of, okay, they put in the effort. They took me to a nice restaurant. They planned a date. They planned a whole day of a date. They found out that my favorite chocolate came from this place, and they showed up for the first date with chocolate from that place. They found out that I love flowers from my Instagram, and they brought me flowers. Like that's what we tend to think of, the material world, and how much effort somebody is putting into something. And I'm not going to say that doesn't matter. Obviously that matters. But this is like, I put the work in on myself to show up for this date. I may not have flowers. I may not have chocolate. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. But I freaking went through the dark night of the soul to be on this date. Do you see what I'm saying? I actually worked to master myself, not, you know, just spend some money on a situation or throw something material at a situation. Because honestly, I've known girls that, you know, come to me and they're like, I just don't get it. They were taking me to, you know, the nicest restaurants. They were planning these intricate dates. And then one day they just said, like, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, you know, if you're dating someone that has a lot of money or a lot of resources, and they're taking you on elaborately planned dates, well, is that really their currency? Is that really a sacrifice for them? Is that really an investment for them? Or is that just something they would be doing anyway? They're just doing it with you instead of with somebody else. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? It's like sometimes we mistake things because, you know, especially when we're talking about pentacles, that is a currency. And, you know, depending on who you're dealing with, their currency is different. And we, like, society has kind of programmed us to believe that currency is dollars, currency is pounds, currency is euros, you know. It's not, it's not energetic or spiritual. We don't measure those things. We don't pay for things with those things, right? We pay for things with our dollars. And so, of course, if someone's going to sacrifice their dollars, then that is something. But honestly, it's like, and actually, I was just talking to some young people who were telling me that there is like TikTok starts all these trends where now these guys or these girls or guys, or I don't know who's doing it for who, but they got to make them Halloween baskets or something, and they gotta, girls are giving guys flowers, and I was like, whoa, where have I been? But it's reminding me of this conversation of, it's kind of like, even the young people that I was actually talking to that were telling me this were like, what a waste of money. And, you know, like, it's about an Instagram post more than it is, or a TikTok or whatever, more than it is about kind of, man, it's a slippery slope, because here's what's happening. What's happening is, what I want to say here is that it's putting a focus on a thing rather than something energetic, right? And yet that thing requires energy. You know, it requires someone to put thought into it. It requires someone to buy it. It requires someone to put it together. It does require some kind of energy. But I guess that what I'm trying to say maybe is more about the intention behind it. And about, you know, if a guy has like 3 friends and they're all like, man, my girl really wants this for Halloween. And the guys are like, well, let's have fun doing it. And they go out together to do it. You know what I mean? And they're having fun. Maybe that isn't as much of a contribution. I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows? I'm not here to judge anybody. But what I'm just trying to say is that this is a really different 8 of Pentacles energy than I planned a really nice date, or I it's really like I did the work. I went ahead and went through that change I've been resisting. And here I am on your front porch. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just feel like blown away by it, to be honest with you. Then you have this 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands energy, which is giving me, you know, in order to have emotional contentment, we have to be really willing to let go of past hurt and past pain. You know, can we take that with us? Yes. But it is a space of discontent that we are carrying around with us. And so when it comes to emotional contentment, can you still feel emotional contentment? Sure. But is it wholly, or, you know what I'm saying, composing 100% of you? I'm not sure that it can, if you have these areas of discontent within you, of holding on to past situations, or even the mental cycle of, you know, when that thing comes up, to allow yourself to kind of go in that downward spiral, thinking about it, replaying past events, you know, wishing you would have done this, or could have done that, or wouldn't have said this, or wouldn't have said that. And so it's like, in order to fully experience this level of emotional contentment, Pisces, I feel like you've had to come to complete peace and acceptance of the past. With the 10 of Swords here, it's the completion of that really difficult cycle that led to you becoming the Queen of Swords. It led to you having the kind of discernment that said, hey, just because you're showing up telling me you're an emperor doesn't mean you're an emperor, and I'm not falling for it. I'll give you the opportunity to reveal it to me, but I'm not just accepting it carte blanche, because I've been hurt. I am educated. I am no longer naive. You can't fool me. And so this is telling me that you're having, or that you have experienced some kind of victory or success, but through the energy of letting go, of achieving a higher level of happiness than you have had before. You may still be on this path, but I feel like this is also the path of this, I'm just going to call him a masculine because he's a masculine sitting there in that chair. And, you know, it has had his own ascension through letting some past situation that was really difficult go, letting it complete, and having a new beginning. Holy God, I cannot believe this. Literally, I was like the 10 and then the ace, and I was like, what ace is it? And the freaking Ace of Swords pops out. Whew. Which is the beginning of the sword cycle, right? And we're talking about the 10 of Swords and the completion of that. Yeah, look, you have the Death card even on the bottom of the deck to really drive that energy home. Talking about death and rebirth, of course, right? So, man, with the Hermit in reverse here, this is someone that this is giving me like, I may have withdrawn my energy. I don't know that it was even for that long though. It feels like this person kind of went through this phase of, what do I want? I want Pisces. Or I want what Pisces has. I don't know if they know you well enough to know that they want you per se. For some of you, yes. But for others of you, I feel like they want what you are exuding. You're shining and they want to be a part of it, and they want to shine too. And with the Hermit, whenever I see the Hermit or the Eight of Pentacles, and we're talking about someone going through transformation, those are my two favorite cards. And the fact that the Hermit's in reverse here doesn't bother me at all, because what I feel is that this person is coming out of this energy. This is something that happened kind of within them internally, and they're coming out of it. They don't need to be single anymore to do this, or to kind of walk this spiritual path. There is some kind of conversation. I actually feel like this is where the Emperor reveals himself. You know, this is where the Emperor takes off the cloth and is like, hey, here I am. It's a strong conversation where a lot of clarity happens. And I feel like this is almost the Queen of Swords, who is like, okay, I'm afraid for, you know, the fallout of me telling this Emperor that they have to like show me. And so they have this umbrella as insurance, and I feel like they're about to just be totally surprised by the transformation. Let's see. I actually think both of you have suffered in the past from people who didn't see your value or your worth. Or, you know, wow, but I'm getting it in two different ways, actually. I think, you know, for you, for one, I'm just going to say, I can't say who is who. One direction was that, you know, when it would come to committing, or when it would come to recognizing the value of the worth or somebody, that there needed to be a deepening of a level of commitment because somebody meant that much to you or something like that. It was common that this person came in touch with people who were not capable of going any deeper, and therefore didn't commit, didn't recognize the worth or the value of this person. And that can make you question your own worth or value. You know, with the Two of Swords sitting here, there has been a period of time where both of these people have, this is sort of the cocoon phase of becoming the butterfly, it feels like, where it's been like, I am not opening my heart to anyone. I'm not looking for love. I'm not even trying with this. Like, no, because every time I do, I go through this phase of, oh my gosh, why me? Why aren't I valuable? Why aren't people able to see the goodness in me? And I'm telling you, with both of these, it's not this person, right? It's the people around them. And then the other person, it feels like they were afraid to step into their value and their worth, that maybe they would be too high for the people around them, and they would have to lose them or step out of their comfort zone, or ascend into a different spot, and that seemed too lonely. It didn't seem like there was anyone else there waiting for them. And so they tried to just play small and push away this change that had been trying to happen. And now that they've met you, Pisces, they're like, oh wait, there's somebody there. And actually now I have the deep desire to be there too. And that's what I'm getting. That's what caused the stagnation through the suffering for both of these people. They both have gone through a rebirth. They're both coming out of this energy of not wanting to really look for love, not wanting to see love, not wanting to open their heart. Wow. Yeah, they both have gone through a transformation. I mean, this is also like the what was I telling you? The cocoon phase. With the Chariot clarifying the Two of Swords. Yeah, this is so clear to me that, this is like, I'm not looking for love. I'm not seeing love. I'm not da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, someone who is equally matched to you, someone who, can go the distance with you, someone who you can see yourself having victory and success shows up in your life. And then all of a sudden you break free of this energy. This energy is no longer necessary. It's no longer needed. And in fact, it's a hindrance. It's only stopping you from success and victory. And that's what's happening here. You have the Tower. This is something that comes out of the blue. This person isn't expecting it. I don't think you're expecting it either. There's a certain energy even still here where it's like, I know my worth and my value. I know that I can't compromise it, but I'm still sort of focused on the past. I'm still sort of crying over the spilled milk that happened, or why couldn't it just be that those things worked out? Whatever it is, this energy, but it's like I know I have to hold on to my worth and my value. Wow. I actually feel like this is two energies colliding. It feels kind of chaotic. And that may be what I feel here between these two cards. It's an energy of, like lightning. It's definitely a spark, but it doesn't feel like the same kind of spark that you would say you have when you see someone really attractive. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a spark. There's a curiosity. For some reason, there's an intensity here every time we come together, or every time this, and you can even see it here with this Nine of Wands energy. I don't know why this is coming through, but last night I was reheating some soup, and I had it in a soup bowl, which is like kind of a thin porcelain bowl where I have like heavy pottery plates that I like have as plates. And so I was reheating it in the microwave, which I usually reheat on the stove, but I was reheating it in the microwave. And then when I went to touch it, the bowl was like freaking really hot. And I was like, oh no. So I was getting it for my husband, who was like watching TV. And so I didn't want to take him the hot bowl like that, for him to burn himself while he's eating it. So I put it on a plate, and it's literally giving me that with this. Like, there is a spark, and it's kind of like, you can't it's too intense for you to do something with it, so you sort of like put it on ice, or you sort of like step away from it, or you sort of I don't know, kind of like take away the intensity of it, you know, give it a, like, ground it. Yeah, ground it. Yes, ground it. I think the pottery might have been the important part of what I was telling you about reheating soup, but now you know. But you ground it. You take that spark out of the equation. And it's interesting because with that, you are a sensitive antenna. I sort of feel like even Pisces, it's like you're not quite sure what to do with this. You're not quite sure, like, if it's good, if it's bad, whatever, you know what I mean? And so you're sort of taking your normal approach to it, I feel like, by just saying, hey, look, reveal to me, are you an emperor, or are you just projecting to be an emperor? Because I don't have time for this right now, you know, because I'm very focused on my own thing. But it's getting your attention, and it's getting your attention in a different way. It's really interesting. I don't know how to really describe it, but there you go. That's my best attempt. You have this Nine of Wands energy, and see, it's like this person still carrying this umbrella, which is like, it just keeps giving me like a fear of the fallout, a fear of, it's like, oh, this could go really sideways any minute, you know? It's like, I don't know what to expect. Is it going to rain, or is it going to be sunshine? But there's an intensity with these wands. There's kind of this weird desire here. And then with the Fool card, it's like, he's strapped to this bed, okay? And he's just like, all right, I'm going. I'm going to take this whole bed and everything with me. It's kind of like I've grounded myself the best that I can, or I kind of did the best I could with what was around me at the time. But it is an energy of someone who I feel like they don't want to be too excited to come forward, kind of. You know, it's like, I don't want to be this, it's like puppy dog energy, you know, it's like I gotta do something to kind of keep myself sane and safe and stable. It's like they're both sort of, she's got this umbrella and he's got this whole bed, you know? And it's like, do you see what I'm saying? Oh, I wish you guys could talk back to me. It's like, I don't want to be too excited. I don't want to, you know what I mean? But it's intense. We have this Page of Cups, which is so interesting because it was at the beginning as well, where it's like someone is going to have to step into their authenticity and be vulnerable here. And I feel it's almost this, with this helmet on, it's kind of giving me this feeling of sort of being more vulnerable than I normally am without really trying or without really meaning to. It's like I kind of have this false idea that I'm protecting myself with this helmet, that like, you can't really see how I feel, you can't really know what I'm thinking, kind of energy, but like I'm actually just pouring it out all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like both of these people are sort of intending to protect themselves, or are sort of pulling themselves into thinking that they're protecting themselves, but they're both really actually kind of going all in, I feel like. Yeah. What in the world? It's almost like a trick I feel like Spirit is placing here. This is it's insane. I don't even know. This is the weirdest reading. But seriously, it's weird because it's like this person feels like they're protecting themselves, but they're not. The intensity, the spark, like it's all there. They may turn their back on it, but it's still there. It's happening, you know? And then you've got this person who's like, yeah, well, I'm kind of taking a leap of faith, but not really, because I'm strapped to this bed. So I can only go so far, so fast. Like I'm under this assumption that this bed is going to like somehow soften my blow, you know, or like if I don't acknowledge the spark, if I turn my back on the spark, then it doesn't exist. And it's like, no, that just is not the case. And it's kind of like this energy of like, it's like, I don't know. hopefully you got whatever you needed from what I said. But what is happening here is I think we're kind of moving toward a very serious relationship, almost really on a spiritual plane. Wow, there's a snake on her cane. I never noticed that before. And it's kind of like we're actually making huge progress that maybe it's like we're not even aware of, because we think we're protecting ourselves, or we think we're not going all in, but in some weird way we're going more all in much faster, much further than we normally do or would. But it's because we're both operating under this like idea that we're protecting ourselves, or that we're not actually really being vulnerable, but we are being vulnerable. It's so strange. It's like it allows this space for vulnerability that's way more intense or way faster than what I think that either person has kind of experienced in the past, but it's also much more authentic and much more genuine. Honey, come here, my love. Look at that bone that I gave you. Yeah, look at that bone. You were doing such a good job, girlfriend. And so anyway, but honey, do not take Bakti's bone. You're going to start a war. Oh my gosh, you guys, do you remember last summer? With my dogs, with my dog and my granddog? Wow, they are really loud together. Sorry about that. Anyway, we're just about there. I guess I was getting a delivery. Okay, so anyway, what I see is that there is just, we are arriving in this place without really having known that that's where we were going. And this is a huge opportunity. It is from the universe. This is the Ace of Cups. It is just like, it's an opportunity. What are you going to do with it? You know, there is definitely a spiritual connection here. There's definitely a soul contract here. You've got the Justice card here. This is someone who is coming into even out the balance for you, the same way that you are coming into their life to even out the balance for them. It's pretty amazing energy. Very, very, very spiritual. Definitely a soul contract. But yeah, it's wild how you get there. So I don't know if there's somebody like this in your life, Pisces. If you're dealing with a water sign, I don't care what people think anymore. I am sending you telepathic messages. You deserve more. And resentment. If you're dealing with a fire sign, we will be together again. Old flames. You hit me out of nowhere. Hopeful. And I remember everything you said. If you are dealing with an earth sign, someone's going through a major transformation, and it is making a deep soul connection really possible here. If you're dealing with an earth sign, you are hard to forget. You are the only one who truly gets me. I am choosing you, and be patient with me, please. If you're dealing with an air sign, you're getting honest. I thought about reaching out, but I don't know what to say. Wishy-washy, controlling, and I won't let you go. All right, guys, this is what I have for you for this eclipse reading. I hope it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. If it did, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Until next time, all my best. Always, always. Bye-bye.